Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 6 stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me as always, and sort of pictured on your screen, as I'm assuming he's usually wearing a plaid sweater and running with a hockey stick, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with our swinging 60s, 1968, 1969 Vancouver Canucks season. Jeff, it's been a couple weeks. What the heck was going on? Because I don't remember.
Month, actually. Yeah, it's we've only got 10 months left in the 60s. I guess we should go back and recap a little bit where we've been since we did the one-off Miracle on Ice thing a couple of weeks ago instead of this regular one. So this is the NHL with the 1960s expansion reimagined a bit. Vancouver came in on its own in, let's show our history here, 1965, and then we've been expanding by 1, 2, or did we do 4 teams one year? I think we did.
This past year we added a bunch of teams.
Yeah, so we've been gradually expanding the league, but not really according to sort of semi-historical patterns. You can see this is what it looks like now. Who are we missing? We haven't added. We added Colorado instead of somebody, or we haven't.
Minnesota. No, Minnesota's.
No, all the 60s expansion teams are in now, but we've got a couple Buffalo extra because we didn't put Buffalo in, which would be coming in next year if we decide to do that. But anyhow, our success here has been kind of mixed. Going back to our season-by-season record, because we were the only expansion team in the league. We got crushed the first season and didn't do a whole lot better in the second. Finally picked it up last year, but we forgot to reset the playoff system. So, despite being 500, we missed the playoffs. So we
forgot, huh?
Yeah. Well, we remembered to do it this time. So even though we're a couple of games under 500 now, we'll have a pretty good shot at getting, destroyed by Chicago in the playoffs, because Chicago is by far the best team in this division, the only one of the original 6. And on top of that, well, here's the lineup. Bobby Hull, Stan Mikita, all the guys you would expect to be to find on the 60s Hawks. They didn't let Glenn Hall go, so they've still got him. And the Phil Esposito trade never happened, although I'm not seeing Esposito. Is he hurt? Yeah, that's why he's hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, and they're not going to lose Bobby Hull here in a couple of years either.
Yeah, the WHA won't be coming in, so they'll be able to hang on to him. So they're going to be pretty good for a good long while. It's still a relatively young team, and the defense isn't fantastic. Pierre Pilote is getting on now. They got Stapleton now. And Magnuson's coming along. Yeah, they're going to be, unless Glenn Hall suddenly goes south, I think they're going to be a problem for a long time. And this year, where we've slipped back a little bit, like we said, just a bit below 500. Let's take a look at where the player stats are at this point. And it's pretty much the guys who've been producing all along. We got Dean Prentice last year as just sort of a late pickup, trying to push into the playoffs. And it turns out he had a little more left in the tank than we thought, so he's our number 3 scorer right now. Guy Lapointe is finally breaking out. We picked him. I think he was our first round pick. What was it? 66. Didn't play for us at all that year, but is coming along nicely now. And we got, looks like the lower lines are scoring. Some of the younger guys could be coming along a little faster. We got Dave Schultz and Reggie Leach, so a couple of chunks of the Wayne Stevenson, a few pieces of the mid-70s Flyers.
Those were our last draft picks.
Yeah. And Tony Esposito in goal, so we're set there.
Tonio.
And depth chart-wise, I think that's pretty much not showing us anything different. A few young guys who are going to step in, hopefully pick it up fairly soon, because we've got a few aging ones like Prentice and Carl
But
Brewer's
in
not getting
reality,
in
you
there.
just drafted every single GM and head coach you could find. Huh?
There's a few of them in there, isn't there?
A few.
Yeah, John Ferguson, who hasn't.
Quinn,
John,
Ferguson,
yeah,
Orland Kurtenbach.
briefly coaching in Canucks and then in the BC Hockey League for a few years.
Didn't we let, isn't Glenn Sather, didn't we let him go, maybe, or traded him away?
Yeah, where did he wind up? We had him and then we traded him. Oh, he's in Pittsburgh now. Oh, he went in the expansion draft. We didn't protect him, that's why.
Okay.
So he's doing about the same thing in Pittsburgh that he did for us. 1 goal in 46 games. But right now we've got, what is it? I think it's a 76-game schedule, so we got 18 games to go. Comfortably in second place in the division, and check the trading deadline. March the 1st, now it's only February 9th, so we still got about 3 weeks before that. So if we decide to pick somebody up, we got lots of time.
Yeah, I mean, there is still some guys available on free agency who we could take if we really needed somebody.
Anybody really worthwhile?
No, but like Ted McCaskill's available. He's a 1-star. Saw higher potential ability was Morris Mott, 22 years.
Yeah, everybody, just all the decent guys look like there. It's just the Russians and Czechs who can't come over.
There is a 3-star Swedish goalie. Only half-star ability right now. Christer Abrahamsson.
Yeah, his
Abrahamsson.
played in the WHA for a little bit. I don't really trust that 3 stars though, because he's definitely not that good.
Oh, Trache is available.
Already? He shouldn't be showing up in the... Oh, it's a different Trache, isn't it? Guy Trache.
Gudu.
No relation.
Guy in our Steam, not Steam, in our Twitch chat, because we are broadcasting live on Steam as well. As any NHL season restart updates, we've heard they're getting closer to possibly picking up the city.
Yeah,
That
I'm gonna start moving this along.
officially said they are going to do something, but the last rumor I saw was they're going to jump straight to how that's going to work.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet.
And 4-1 win over Minnesota, one of the pushover expansion teams we've got in the division now, and Jerry Korab got hurt, unfortunately.
The most important news, though, was that apparently the decision on the draft may come next.
And that's bad. Korab lacerated his kidney.
Ouch.
So he's going to have to go on the injury list, and our spare defenseman, Bob Wojtowicz, is still hurting. So somebody's going to have to come up.
Time to bring up Pat Quinn.
It looks like it, yep. Keep forgetting it. Both teams are named the Canucks. Okay, there we go. So Quinn goes in.
Lacerated kidney sounds awful. It is an awful injury.
I think we may have lost him for the rest of, 2 months. We might get him back.
Already into February?
We'll see.
George5614 in our Twitch chat has come to lament the cancellation of the AHL season. Oh, the Steam died.
Yeah, I just got some kind of weird notice from that saying it had terminated due to repeated restarts. Hang on, let me see if I'll try and fire it up again, but
I'm trying to remember the last time a lacerated kidney happened in hockey.
okay, I restarted Steam, so it may come up again, may not. If not, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, was there a Columbus guy that happened to a couple years ago?
Don't remember offhand. I'm going to throw the backup in against the Leafs because it's going to be a tough game. And doesn't do too badly, 4-2 loss. Big M, Frank Mahovlich with 3 points, and Dean Prentice gets 2 goals against his old team.
Okay, quick Google says last guy was Scotty Upshaw in 2018.
Okay, back to Minnesota, and yeah, Esposito starts, and we should be able to pick up another win here. Yep, 4-1 win. Creeping ever closer to 500.
Definitely one that happens in football a little more, but...
And Wojtowicz is back. Is he? Yep, he's perfectly healthy, so... Quinn, although he did reasonably well, gets swapped out.
Okay, I take it back. Not NHL, but Stefan Matteau in Game 4 of the AHL playoffs last year had a lacerated kidney, played through the rest of the game, and then went to the
5-1 win or 5-2 win over the Leafs for us.
So that's actually pretty impressive, all things considered.
Yep. And we got the Rangers next, so much for staying at 500. Yep, we got shut out 5-0. Fred Stanfield looks like he's found his way from Chicago to New York somehow. And Montreal loses J.C. Tremblay for 5 weeks, so we're not the only ones with injury problems.
I'd guess by plane, by the way.
And here's Minnesota again. And we win again, 6-3. So it's nice that Minnesota is doing their best to, help us maintain the playoff spot.
I guess so.
And we've got about 10 days before the trading deadline. We'll start to see some other teams making moves soon, I think. Oh, now who's hurt? Andre Lacroix, who's doing well, minor facial cut. Swap him with Schultz for just 1 game, which is probably all it's going to be on. It's against the Flyers, too. And we come up with a 3-1 win against them. And we got the expansion Rockies up next. Let's try to back up against them because I think we got a shot at beating them without needing Esposito in. And we do 8-3 win.
That seems like our famous last words.
Yeah. Sean Ferguson hat trick.
Ferguson.
And February 27th, so we are almost on top of the trading deadline here. Just gonna bump it to the next. Oh no, we got Toronto tonight. Play this one first. Can we get a second win against the Leafs? No, we can't. 4-2 loss. What's going on there? Okay, trading deadline. We are 1 game over 500, 9 games left. There's no way we're catching Chicago. But I think we set this up so the playoffs were the top 4 in each division.
I believe so.
So we should it's unlikely the Kings are going to catch us. They're 7 points back and we got a couple of games in hand. So we don't urgently need to make any moves. Does anybody know? Anybody else started
Okay.
trading yet? No?
And interesting. In my game, Pittsburgh Penguins have put up their first overall pick from this past year. We're on Stackhouses on the trade block in my game.
Let's see what's around the league in mine. Nope, they haven't done it here. Oh no, there you have. The problem is he's only 1 star right now, so that's not really going to help us any for the playoffs.
No, but it gives us a decent base going forward.
Although Barry Gibbs is already 2.5 stars, and it's only 20, and Minnesota wants to move him. That would be one option. What do we really need here? With the point improving, D is pretty solid. Even with the injury to Korab, who's still showing 1 to 2 months away. Kearns is still only 1 star. Now, a little extra defensive depth wouldn't hurt. Left wing is looking kind of thin. Prentice is getting old, and Ferguson's been declining for a while, and he's only 2 stars right now anyhow. Although we've been...
In your game, is Colorado trying to move Dick Redmond too? Everybody's trying to dump their first-round picks. They're not happy with them. Dick Redmond has 25 points in 37 games in my game. Granted, I've advanced a little bit. The same as you.
Nope, not seen him on this one. So defense and possibly left wing are what we need, but I don't see a lot of left wings here that anyone really it's worthwhile. We would want to shake up our lineup to bring in.
Now, memory serves, this is a decent draft coming up, I think, isn't it? 1960.
Yeah, so we probably want to hang on to what are our picks looking like? Oh, we got both draft picks for this year. Let's see if I can get Gibbs out of Minnesota for maybe somebody that we haven't... I know we haven't got anybody unsigned. And I don't want to hand over one of those 2 draft picks if it's a decent draft coming up. So what do we got on the farm that they might be interested in? Maybe trade a forward for them?
Bobby Clark's coming.
Say again?
Bobby Clark, Butch Goring.
Yeah, it's on that one, okay.
Although it says Ron Stackhouse was in this next round.
Chat question from Gudu about Lafreniere. If it's saying isolated, that's usually a language thing. So you want to get a couple more guys who, I think it's probably saying he speaks only French, which is I don't think is accurate, but that would help.
Parlez-vous en français?
Check his play record. Maybe he isn't learning for some reason. Okay, anyhow, back to this.
Maybe he refuses to speak anything but French because of where he is.
Not really seeing a lot of pieces we can move. The expansion graphs keep stripping all our depth guys away. Try Bill Collins.
I think you're going to just have to run with what you got.
Yeah, no, I just don't have much flexibility here for low-end things to offer. Yeah, well, I'll make the offer. Bill Collins and Jim Mayer, but I don't think they're going to take it. Yeah, I'll increase it a little. I haven't got a little more to give you.
Hextall.
Andy Brown, our 4-string goalie, has 2.5 star potential. He's probably still not going to take that. Nope, don't like that. Take him out. Yeah, Hextall doesn't seem to be developing, does he?
This is the one thing we have that we have a little bit of excess in.
Can always sign a couple of free agents just for depth after we make the trade, but okay, we're getting a well-balanced offer now. Let's see if they go for it. Nope, still nothing. One more try. 2 forwards and take the defenseman and offer Brown the minor league goalie. Will they take that? Still too weak. No, that one I don't think is going to happen, so we're going to have to go with what we got. On the bright side, Lacroix will be back from injury soon, and hopefully Korab starts improving faster. But we're going to go with this into the playoffs. And just a couple of deals in the trading deadline. Very minor one between Colorado and St. Louis. And yeah, Philadelphia and Minnesota. Wow, really quiet trading deadline.
No, that happens.
Okay, Andre Lacroix is back, so Schultz comes out and Lacroix can go back in. No movement on Korab, and we got the Bruins. I'll try it with Esposito. Maybe we got a shot here, but they've got Bobby Orr, and he's been developing the last couple of years, and they easily beat us 7-3. And they don't even need much of a contribution from Orr to do it. And I'm not starting Esposito 2 nights in a row against them. Looks like we got a home and home. No, 5-3 the second night. A little better. Which drops us back under 500. Oh, great. And Johnny McKenzie got suspended for something he did in the second game. So I'm going to try giving Reggie Leach a little more playing time, and into Leach's slot will go Claude LaRose. Oops, what did I do there? That's what I wanted. And I assume he's going to miss most of the rest of the season with a 5-game suspension. 2-2 tie against Oakland, who we always seem to struggle against. And now Barclay Plager's hurt, out for 1 to 2 weeks. See, we didn't even say anything about the injuries this time, and they happened anyhow.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Well, at least
Blame everybody
heating
else.
up. And we do get a 3-1 win against Pittsburgh. Where are we now? 7 games left, still in more or less the same position we were in before. Give Stevenson the start against the Blues, just so we don't wear out Esposito heading into the playoffs, and he manages a 2-1 win. And Claude LaRose just went into the lineup, winds up being the first star. And Jean Beliveau plays his 1,000th game, and Gordie Howe hits 1,500.
Pretty good.
And shouldn't have been that close against Colorado, but we get a 4-3 win. And there we go. Finally a win against Oakland, 3-2.
Oh, apparently. Huh. All right, so the 69, Bobby Clark's already in the league. I was wrong. So is Butch Goring.
Yeah, because I just got noticed that he didn't get suspended for whatever he did.
Okay, so I'm wrong.
That'll be the one after that then.
Yeah, this is the one where like all the years are kind of in flux for when these guys got drafted, right?
Okay, so McKenzie's back from his suspension now. See, is there any movement at all on Korab? Oh, Korab's down to 2 to 3 weeks suddenly. Oh, he's healing at least. Blues again. Another close 4-3 win, but it's still a win. And we are going to finish this season, I think, above 500. 3 games left. Yeah, even if we lose all of these, we're still 34 and 33. Got to get that goal differential into positive territory, though. Yeah, that doesn't help. 3-3 tie against Pittsburgh. Plager is almost back. How's Korab doing? 1 or 2 weeks. Oh wait, was that? Oh, that was 76 games. I was thinking it was a 78 game schedule. So we are done. That was the last game of the season. You think we got any award nominations?
No.
No Hart. No Vezina. No Norris. 2 out of 3 of them are Bruins. Oh yeah, see, there's the Calder candidates. Clark is in LA. That's right. 54 points in his first year. Butch Goring in Minnesota somehow gets a nomination with only 23 points. And Phil Roberto got traded mid-season, but at least outscored Goring, gets the 3rd. No GM of the year for us.
I'm shocked. Shocked to tell you.
No Bing, no Selke. No Messier, who's, what, probably about 8 years old at this point, but has an award named after him.
Card.
And Lindsay, no Jack Adams. Okay. Oh, and Jerry Korab is back skating then, almost in time for the playoffs.
In our Twitch chat, we have somebody saying hello from England.
Hello, Liam.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. And let's see, advances today, and we should get the playoff matchups. And we have, we've got Colorado in the first round. Looks like they just pushed ahead of Oakland at the last minute, so I'm kind of glad we're not playing Oakland in the first round, given the way we usually play against them. And let's see, what's Colorado got here? Jerry Desjardins, Bruce Gamble in goal, Dallas Smith on defense. Dick Redmond still pretty young, and absolutely no scoring threats whatsoever.
Oh no, Jeff, something terrible has happened in my game.
What happened? What'd you do? Get swept
Our
in the first?
contract was extended.
Speaking of contracts, do we have anything expiring?
I looked at that. No, there's none.
Oh yeah, we already extended. That was only a point. Wow, we're in really good shape there. Okay, but on to the first round. And Barclay Plager is healthy, so he can. Yeah, Quinn goes in, Plager goes out. How far away is Korab? Still 1 to 2 weeks, so maybe we get him in the second round.
If you get that far.
And I'm going to watch this one since it's our first playoff game in how many years? Just make sure I turned the muted the sound so it's not deafening. Oh wow, looks like they had a 5-on-3 and Dick Duff starts the scoring for them. Not a good way to kick things off. They're out shooting us now too. Come on, better than at least we're getting a few more chances here. Dallas Smith makes it 2-0 for him. Oh no, it's Floyd Smith.
Scooter and Liam are getting along, and Liam says he bought the game for the first time a few weeks ago and been watching our Wild series on YouTube to learn more about the game. So awesome. Glad you're enjoying it.
Yep. And we're getting shut down here by Bruce Gamble. 23 shots, no goals through 2 periods. Oh, there we go. We got... No, come on. Not... Oh, jeez. Wayne Mackey, 3-0. We're out shooting him 23-15. We're down 3-0. This is not a good way to start the first... Oh, there we go. Red Berenson at least breaks the shutout. I'm going to crank up the offense a little bit here. Go all the way up and... higher tempo too. So can we get a third period comeback? John Ferguson makes it 3-2. Hampson and McKenzie. Come on, one more goal here. One more, no. Empty net, they don't get a goal. We outshoot them 41-21 and lose anyhow. So, on to game 2. Doesn't look like we're too tired, at least. Esposito is cooling off, though. That's not good. And Gamble's actually hotter than he is at this point. And Colorado gets first goal again. Is this their first year in the league? Or did we have them last... Oh, come on. Leon Rochefort.
I believe this is
Actual Canuck makes it 2-0. Six shots through the first period, so we can't even blame the goalie this time. Just not getting any offense. I think we made these 7-game series, didn't we? I hope so. Gotta check that when we get it.
That's right. Yeah, I believe they are 7-game series.
And just like the last game, we're down 3-0 again. And
no, it's a 5-game series to start, I think.
Oh, great! So we're really got their backs against the wall here, and we lost Ted Hampson. Okay, only. Option here is just to go really all out for the third and throw everything we get at the net. And, well, it works early. Guy Lapointe gets a goal 24 seconds in.
Yeah, first round's 5 games, second round's 7 games, third round's 7 games.
Yeah, okay. But we can't even get a second like we did last time. Nope, Eddie Shack, 4-1 Colorado. Why are we losing to these guys?
Because they've had your number all year.
Well, Ferguson makes it 4-2. Have to take a look at the results of the first couple of games after we get out of this one. Oh, Ferguson makes it 4-3.
Maybe it's the curse of Mark Crawford.
We got 5 minutes left. And Rene Robert ties it up. 47 seconds left. Okay, so I've got to go back to some more, or at least relatively saner tactics instead of going crazy here. Ramp it back a bit, but let's see if we can get one more and win this. Going into the first overtime. Not a lot of shots early on. Dick Redmond wins it for Colorado. We're down 2-0. Yeah, that's about all you can say.
Vancouver blowing a playoff? Nah, that seems pretty common.
Okay, what do we got going on here? Okay, first Brewer and Lapointe had a great game. Yeah, the bottom pair. See, yeah, this is where we would have liked to have that extra depth if we could have picked up Gibbs. If they'd been willing to trade him. Reggie Leach not doing well. Maybe we sit the rookie out next time. Nothing. Well, some ugly defensive game ratings. Everybody's doing well offensively, but some in the 40s and... Okay, so we've lost Hampson anyhow. Well, footsore in a state of day. Maybe we get him back. Let's wait and see. Don't think so. We're at the next one and he's still in the red. So Leach will... okay. Leach out, Hampson out, LaRose in, Schultz in.
If you lose, we're guaranteed at least an NHL All-Star.
And Korab is day-to-day. I'm going to put him back on the active roster. Is he actually healthy enough to... No, he's not good enough to skate. But I think if we can win this game, we might be able to get him back in time. Gonna go a little more aggressive with the attacking. That seemed to work well. Got us back into the last game at least. Same matchup, at least Esposito isn't cooling off anymore. But look at the save percentages there. 837 for our goalie in the first two games, 931 for theirs. And this one will be on the road in Denver, so can we turn it around here? And once again, Colorado scores early, 1-0. And piling up the shots on us too. Oh, great. Carl Brewer got hurt, and it's now 2-0. So our best defenseman is gone. We're down 2-0, both in the game and the series, and we only have 2 periods left. Long series of play-by-play there before, Wayne Connolly gets us back within 1. Halfway through the game. Gonna go a little more aggressive through the third. So that seemed to work better for us the first couple of games. But no, Leon Rochefort, who probably had like 3 goals all year and has 3 or 4 now in the series against us. No, well, we can get one back. Johnny McKenzie makes it 3-2, so we're back to within 1. 10 minutes left. Can we do it? Another 40-plus shot game. And we cannot, as Colorado, Billy Inglis makes it 4-2. I think we're doomed.
Pretty much.
How did we get swept against them?
Oh, the Rockies have to have some happiness.
And what Brewer's injury turned out to be? Strained ACL and gone for 1 to 2 months. So we would have been, even if we had won that, the best we would have done is trading Korab for 1.5 stars back into the lineup for Brewer, who's up to 3.5 stars now.
Oh well, this guarantee, as I said before, this guarantees us an all-star in the draft. A real-life NHL all-star.
Now the other series going, Montreal got knocked off by the Rangers in 3. Defending champion Bruins up 2-1 against the Leafs, and Chicago beating Oakland 2-1, although Oakland managed to take a game from them. Okay, so Colorado and the Rangers through to the second round. Boston wins, takes 5 to get past the Leafs. And Chicago over Oakland in 3, so Colorado somehow. First season in the league. Where is their scoring coming from? Did they get it from the regular season? Yeah, the leading scorer was Jerry Goye, who I don't think, had any points against us in their series. And yeah, it's just like 30, 40 points at the top. Is Gamble playing really well? Oh yeah, he's having a really good season. So a hot goalie, and that's about it. But I don't think they're getting past the Rangers.
Ethan X wants to know who the coach of the Rockies was.
Good question. Red Kelly's a GM. Fred Glover, former Seals coach and longtime Cleveland Baron in the AHL. So it's actually a decent, management coach team there. But I don't think that's helping him any because I just looked and they were down 3-0 against the Rangers. And I think I saw somewhere back there, I think Bobby Hull got hurt, so that may explain why the Bruins are getting by the... Oh no, the Hawks bounced back. Rangers swept Colorado, not surprisingly, and Hawks get by the Bruins, defending champion Bruins, so if the Rangers win this, I think that'll be the fourth team in 4 years, I think, since we started, yeah. And the Hawks going for their second championship in 4 years. I think my money's on Chicago here.
I would have to agree.
No, Rangers up 3-2. After game 5. And yeah, the Rangers beat Chicago 2-1. In game 6 to win it. Oh, let's see what. Yeah. And cup winning goal, Jean-Guy Gendron. 9 minutes left in the third period. Not even sure who's on the Rangers at this point. Cesar Maniago, future Canuck goalie. Okay, they've got Rattel. Where's Rod Gilbert's in there? But it looked like he was hurt for a big chunk of the year. Yeah, they got pretty decent depth here. Not really what I'd expect for a championship team, but... Oh, young Salaps. It's looking, mostly like the Reno. Harry Howell's still there. Walt Kachuk's doing okay. But still coming out of, where were they in the regular season? 5th overall. Pretty impressive that they wound up winning it.
For sure.
Not as impressive as Colorado beating us in the first round, though.
No, that's pretty much what I called.
Let's just take a quick look at us. Red Berenson finished the season with 69 points. Hampson also gets 60. McKenzie had 56. So if you're just looking year to year, there's a big jump forward in our scoring this season. Dean Prentice looks like he still might have a year or two left in him. Guy Lapointe makes it to 50. Wayne Connolly.
The Minnesota North Stars, who are they now? They became the Dallas Stars. They moved. Kind of.
Yeah, well, it's mostly them. The San Jose got a chunk of the team too.
Yeah, that's a very confusing history if you want to do a little bit of reading on it. But for all intents and purposes, Minnesota moved to Dallas.
But it goes back even further than that, and because back in the 70s, Cleveland folded and merged into Minnesota, and then the new owners of San Jose were the former Cleveland owners, so they got a little piece of Minnesota back, and in the form of a few players.
Yeah, and Minnesota's angry that they lost the team, and then they got a new team back 6 years later.
Game rating wise, D was solid. No real surprises. Rene Robert slowly coming along. How'd the rookies do? Schultz had 8 goals in 24 games. Just didn't get any or 1 assist only.
Yeah, what do you want from Schultz? I mean, he did exactly what he should
Yeah.
for a second round.
And Reggie Leach, 10 points in 44 games, but he started slow in real life too, so not really worried about that. Korab could pick it up a little bit, and Esposito, his numbers actually went down a little bit from last year, although
Liam,
they're very, very close.
Just to help Liam and confuse him even further, the Colorado Rockies are the hockey team that eventually had their name stolen by the baseball team. But the Colorado Rockies moved to, was it Kansas City they moved to?
Moved from Kansas City to Colorado.
Oh, Kansas City moved to Colorado. Colorado then moved to New Jersey and became the Devil.
And then Quebec moved to Colorado and became the Avalanche.
Yes. And then took basically the Rockies logo, which is the Colorado State flag, as their new third jersey.
Okay, so we check the awards. Well, we're not getting any of these. Although, let's see if we got anybody in the All-Star team.
Liam says, I definitely need to do some reading on the NHL and teams. Still not 100% sure how the draft lottery works. Nobody knows how the draft lottery works.
Just Edmonton somehow always wins it.
Yes. Well, no, Taylor Hall somehow always wins it.
The All-Star teams, no, we didn't. I thought we might be able to get Esposito or Carl Brewer onto one of these, but oh wow, Bobby Orr didn't even make the first All-Star team. Don Harvey must have had a big year. Did he get the Norris?
Liam, the 1970s was a great time for hockey and one of the most confusing times ever for hockey, as teams picked up, moved, flipped around.
Don Harvey in Montreal wound up beating Bobby Orr for the Norris. I don't think that's going to happen again.
For instance, the best hockey almost move story was the St. Louis Blues being bought by a dog food company and moved to Saskatoon.
No, this dog food company was trying to sell them to somebody who was in Saskatoon. But
because they somehow got ownership of it, though, which, wasn't it? That they don't even know really how they got. There's a weird story there, too.
Yeah, no, the Ralston Purina had it for a couple of years, and then they wanted to get rid of it, and the only interested buyer was in Saskatoon, and the league really did not want that to happen. Okay, anyhow, we have no contracts to worry about at all.
None.
Literally none. Okay, well, that's good. Easier than usual.
I've already got your draft picks picked up.
Okay, let's get ahead to that. We got enough time to do it.
There's no free agents that I saw in my game, but you should stop and look just in case.
Yeah, late 60s. It's not a surprise. And St. Louis fires their coach, was Keith Allen. They wound up with John McClellan, who coached the Leafs for a little while, and a couple of times actually in the 70s and 80s. Development report. John Ferguson continues to go downhill. John and Dean Prentice, as we expected, also slipping. Reggie Leach gets a little better. Korab improving. Kearns improving. That's good.
This is actually a really deep draft.
Yeah, we got 2 picks. Doing my Hall of Fame picks.
Although both the guys I'm looking at are forwards. Possibly.
And the Canucks renewed our contract, as happened in your game. Oh, gotta extend our staff.
Ow. If you're picking where I am, boy, that hurts a bit. Could have had a guy who would have been perfect for us, but he went a pick early.
Season summary. Reached the playoffs. Finally got the check mark there. Winning season. Just barely, but we got it. I think our record here was, what, 7 points? 22 points this year. Which gives us 4 to improve with. Balance out some of the coaching ratings and improve negotiation a bit. And over to July 1st. Anybody interesting retiring from us? George Armstrong from the Leafs, Ron Stewart from the Bruins, Jean-Guy Talbot from the Habs. So Gump Worsley quits in Oakland, so that'll make playing them a little easier. We are picking 8th overall.
No, it's not. This is a deep goalie class. A deep goalie class.
We already got a goalie, though, so hopefully everybody else grabs those and leaves the other players for them.
Yes, but as you said, Oakland just lost somebody. Oh, so they'll be easier to play.
Oh.
No, they're not.
Well, it'll take a while to develop whoever they get, hopefully. Colorado swaps a couple of guys to the Hawks. Actually got a bit younger, so that they may be a problem in a couple of years. Okay, almost to the draft. Here we go. So, oh yeah, Billy Smith, Dan Bouchard, Joe Meloche. Yeah, drops off after that. Not that fantastic for goalies.
Pretty good for teams that need a goalie that just retired and who are ahead of you picking.
Okay, I'm going to pick until human and see who the first 7 are. Daryl Sittler to the Blues, Billy Smith to Minnesota, Dan Bouchard. So 2 of the 3 goalies or big goalies were gone in the first 3 picks. Gilbert Perreault only goes 4th to LA. They were kind of lucky to get him. Oakland doesn't take a goalie. They get Craig Ramsey.
Really? Okay.
Colorado takes Joe Meloche, the last good goalie, and Pittsburgh goes with selects the first European in the draft, Boris Salming. That's 7.
Okay, that's almost mine, but just slightly switched.
Okay, now a couple of these guys, Hlinka and Martinek, are Czech, so they're not going to come over.
Yes, but there's a Swedish guy you're going to take.
Hedberg. He's kind of injury prone. I think we're underrating him scouting wise a little. Oh, we've got him at 3 stars. General opinion is at 2.5. That's probably wrong. We've also got 2 Canucks legends, Dale Talon and Josh Quavermon. What?
Those words don't go together.
Talon's at 2 stars already.
By that logic, you should take Dale Talon. Continue to beef up our coach and GMs.
Oh, all these early guys are defensemen. They're pretty much all guys who are Canucks in real life. Dave Dunn is in there, and Yuri Bubla, who's not going to defect for another... No, he didn't even defect. He came over with permission for another 11 years or so.
If you actually look down this list, there's actually quite a few 2-star guys, so we'll probably be able to grab a couple of these guys in free agency, possibly.
Possibly.
Okay. Not this early.
Didn't he need help at left wing, and Steve Vickers is there.
You know who also plays left wing? Anders Hedberg.
Right wing. Actually, he shoots left.
But he's got 14 rating on left wing.
So, yeah, he would be easy to convert. Okay, we'll take him. You'll never shut up about it if we don't.
You're making us play as the Canucks.
First you take us, then make us take the guy from Manitoba last year. Now it's the Jet.
Well, good news. We can take an Edmonton Oiler if it makes you feel better in the second round.
Okay. Let's see who's rest of it. We don't need a goalie at all, so I'm not going to worry about that.
No, but there's another
Vickers.
Swede we could take.
Vickers goes pretty quickly. Perlov, Brassard gone. Oh, Penguins making a bad pick on George. Oh, Rajon Hula was gone. I was going to say he was there and they should have taken him, but he was traded. Oh, good God. Willie Lindstrom's there now. Another Jet.
I told you, another Edmonton Oiler to take.
We got to look for defensemen, though. We just need a little bit more depth there. And we've got Dave Dunn. No.
It's Willie Lindstrom time.
Now we got 5 guys at 2.5 stars. Michel Briere, who died in real life, and so I know he's going to have a relatively short career in the game, most likely. So he's out. Del Hall, I don't think that scouting's right because he was a good WHA player, but that's about it. So it's Lindstrom or Dunn. Dunn is at 2.5 stars right now. If we take Lindstrom, he's not going to be ready for another 2-3 years at least. I'm going with Dunn. And just for the record, I'm pretty sure Dave Dunn actually played for the Jets at one point in the WHA.
Well, let's Google this and find out.
You're getting a Jet regardless. So there we go. You got Dave Dunn. And we may yet be able to pick up Lindstrom as a free agent, because there's only a few picks left.
He did actually play 2 years with the Jets out of his career.
Yep.
Dave Dunn. 40 games with the Jets in 76-77 and 66 games with the Jets in 77-78.
Okay, so let's check the free agent list now. Oops, use the off-season one. And no, somebody grabbed Lindstrom? Oh yeah, the Rangers grabbed Lindstrom. Sorry, you're not getting them. Free agents, so a couple of these are our own guys. Wow, there's not much in the free agent pool at all. No. Although actually I can see, no, we don't need another goalie.
Who are you looking at, Wayne Thomas?
No, I was going to sign Abrahamson, and his brother was down there too as a defenseman. I will sign our guys first.
See, if you would have signed Willie Lindstrom, then you would have had 2 Swedes, so they wouldn't be sad and isolated. They would have been happy and excited.
Well, I can still fix that anyhow. I can sign at least Abrahamson's brother as a defenseman. But it is a fair point. We should do that just in case. Although I think if I check Hedberg... Oh, no English yet. Actually, I'm going to take both Abrahamsons if they'll sign with us. Because, whoops. We can trade our 4-stringer Brown maybe for some depth at a different position. Defense, probably.
You could trade him for Willie Lindstrom.
Or not.
Or you could.
And gonna grab Billy Heindel, who is from Winnipeg, if I remember right. Sherbrooke, Quebec. He played for the Jets, I think. So I've got you another Jet there. For depth. And we didn't expand the league this year. We'll do that at the start of next year.
Which would be what, Buffalo and Atlanta coming in?
It would have been Buffalo and Vancouver. So we're technically at the number of teams they had already. So we could do Atlanta or we could do the Islanders. Or we could do something completely different because there's no WHA coming and we could take a WHA city.
Can I make a request if you put in the Islanders?
What's that?
Can you use the Fish Sticks logo? You know the one I'm talking about.
I know which one.
Says just looking at a map, and how on earth did the Colorado Rockies end up in New Jersey as the Devils? Poor attendance, bad team, and somebody who wanted to move them and had the money.
Yep. Okay, at least we got everybody signed relatively easy.
We're going to bring in WHA teams that I think we should bring in. Do you go with a West Coast bias? Keep bringing like Houston?
You're not going to say Winnipeg?
No, I'm not going to say Winnipeg.
Oh, wow. The Habs, Don Armour, who just won the Norris Trophy, wound up being traded to St. Louis. And they didn't get much of a return for him. That was a really odd decision.
Could bring in Miami Screaming Eagles.
Who didn't actually play. They came to Philadelphia Blazers.
Yeah, but the Miami Screaming Eagles with the Birmingham Bolt.
Can you find a Miami Screaming Eagles logo? Maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, that logo existed. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's in the pack that
Gonna need uniforms too.
Hockey Playa did. I'm fairly certain. Might even have it on my computer.
Okay, I'm just gonna advance this around to beginning of training camps. I don't think we need to make any trades.
Definitely have that logo kicking around on my computer.
Oh, wait. Let's see if we can get anything for Andy Brown.
You are correct. The Fish Sticks logo is the one with the fisherman on it. The joke was that it looked like a Fish Sticks block character.
And Andy Brown gets us nothing really. 30-year-old defenseman from the Kings who hasn't really done much. Gonna say no on that.
The WHA had some great team names.
There we go, training camp report. Nobody down, that's good. Leach improving a bunch. Hedberg improved too. Korab and Kearns up quite a bit. Actually, let's put everybody under contract. Esposito stays at 4.5 stars, and don't see any other big improvements offhand. Leach is it.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, for that matter, we could bring in some long-time AHL minor league teams or other minor league teams.
True.
With great logos.
Cleveland.
Cleveland has some good ones, but I believe there's a nice pack that somebody did that has a bunch of sweet logos in it.
Okay, so look, I think actually Dunn will end up playing for us this year, Fallon. I'm just going to, before we go out of curiosity, you'll see how the AI wants to set up our lines. Oh wow, Schultz gets a raise all the way up to the second line. Did he always up to 1.5 stars? Oh, Schultz is coming along pretty quickly then. And Dunn doesn't quite make it in, and neither does Hedberg. But I think we'll override that. Okay, do you want to wrap it up there? I think we got a shot winning, or at least getting out of the first round of the playoffs when we come back next week.
For sure. Thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager 6 stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OTP Development. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchise-hockey-manager. On Twitter, we are at franchise hockey. You can also find a link to our official Discord. And of course, you come on down to our official website, which is otpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums, which you can come talk about franchise hockey manager, out of the park baseball, perfect team, or anything else you want. Jeff, did I miss anything?
Nope, and I just realized the Flyers now have Clark and Perreault, or not the Flyers, the Kings. So they're going to be a pain to deal with next year. And they've got those great purple and yellow uniforms too. But yeah, we will be back next week with Adam's Minnesota Wild game. And remember the game, if you haven't seen yet, FHM 6 is still on sale, 50% off for, I think we're going for, another week and a bit?
A little over a week.
Yeah, a little over a week. I think we started on Saturday. We started it on Friday.
Yeah, so about 10 days from now, although if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be less.
Yeah.
So,
but if you're listening now, it's going on until the end of next week at least. So 50% off. If you haven't picked it up now, good time to do it. So thanks everybody for coming out, and then we will see you next week.